Hey, football fans, welcome to One World Football. With the Premier League season nearing its conclusion, the battle for Champions League qualification is intensifying. Let's break down the current standings and what each contender needs to secure a coveted spot in Europe's elite competition. There's just 2 more match days for every Premier League team as the race for Champions League qualification heats up. The top 7 clubs are guaranteed to be playing in Europe next season, but only the top 5 will get a Champions League spot, so there is all to play for. Indeed, there are only 4 points separating the 5 clubs who are ranked 3rd to 7th. The top 5 teams in the Premier League will qualify for next season's Champions League. This is because, thanks to the performances of Premier League clubs in all of UEFA's competitions this season, England is guaranteed a top 2 spot in UEFA's Association Club Coefficient Rankings, which earns a European performance spot. The Premier League will actually have 6 clubs in next season's Champions League, the top 5 teams in the league, plus whoever triumphs out of Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur in the Europa League final. The battle for a top 5 spot in the league is far from over, with only the champions Liverpool guaranteed a top 5 finish. The race to secure the other 4 remaining places is wide open, with 6 teams vying to secure a spot. Let's see the potential outcomes of the remaining fixtures. Arsenal earned a point at Anfield, but they aren't out of the woods yet. They need a strong performance against Newcastle United on the weekend to secure Champions League qualification. The Gunners require 1 point from their remaining 2 fixtures to secure a top 5 place. We predict a draw with Newcastle at the Emirates and a win against Southampton, which will put the Gunners at 72 points. Newcastle United win over 10-man Chelsea puts a 3-point gap between the two sides in 3rd and 5th. They also have a 4-goal lead on differential on the Blues. Just Arsenal and Everton remain for the Magpies, and they'll favor themselves against both sides in the run-in. We predict a draw at the Emirates and a win against Everton, which will put the Magpies at 70 points. Manchester City were on a good run of 4 straight wins before a surprise 0-0 draw at bottom club Southampton on Saturday left them vulnerable to the chasing teams below them. They trail Newcastle by a point, but have a 2-point lead over Chelsea. They control their destiny and will qualify if they win their final 2 games against the Cherries and Cottagers. Bournemouth has surprised many big teams this season, and they might pull a surprise. We expect City, though, to get 4 points from the 2 fixtures, which will put them at 69 points. Chelsea have 2 difficult games to close out the season against Manchester United and Forest. The Red Devils might be closer to the relegation zone than Champions League places, but they have the momentum qualifying for the Europa League final. The game against Forest on May 25th could be a decider for the 5th and final spot. Chelsea is likely to get at best 2 or 3 points from these fixtures, which will put them at 66 points. Aston Villa emerged victorious against Bournemouth despite closing the game out with 10 men. After a strong performance in UEFA's top competition this season, Unai Emery is eager to get his team back in for next season. Their poor goal differential means they'll likely have to qualify on points alone. They close out the season against both Europa League finalists, hoping for teams above them to slip up. Aston Villa performs well against the big teams, so we expect them to win one of the 2 fixtures, which will put them at 66 points, below Chelsea on goal difference. Nottingham Forest has been in the top spots for many weeks, but their recent drop in form might cost them a Champions League slot. They cannot afford any more slip-ups after drawing against Leicester City. They face West Ham United next week, but their game against Chelsea could decide whether or not they're playing in the Europa League or Champions League next season. We predict that Forest will get 4 points from the 2 fixtures, putting them at 66 points, below Chelsea on goal difference, but above Aston Villa. So this is how the table might look at the end of match day 38. Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa are highly likely to lose out on goal difference. If you like the content and want to stay updated with more football insights, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications.